Hello there, folks. I'm live here at the National Arboretum, Washington, D.C. It's a beautiful day here. Highs of a little below 60 today, I think. Yeah, crazy. We hit nearly 80 Thursday, just 3 days ago. 3 days ago, and then snowed yesterday. None of it stuck, but it snowed for probably a good hour at least. Came down pretty hard at a certain point, but it was above freezing, so none of it stuck. But just crazy weather we're having. Generally so mild. Again, it's been so warm so many days. Usually we get a few days maybe in the 60s in February, but it's like, almost every day in the 50s and 60s. Just crazy. And trees already starting to bud and flower here. Just beautiful. I think some of these are the cherry trees of some sort. Pink, purple, really nice. And a lot of these trees are just starting to bud now. But I'm sure we come back in like a few weeks. Springtime will come early and it'll all be more green in here, but I'm seeing a lot of buds on a lot of these trees, which is really awesome. You can see some just starting to form there. Looks like just beautiful. Yeah, let me know if the audio and camera quality is coming through okay. Hopefully it is. Cherry tree, yeah. MVP, most valuable propagator is what it says. So that is just beautiful. These flowers are just gorgeous and really, really nice to have this in. We're just basically just past the middle of winter, and we've got blooming trees around. This is just nuts. It's like winter. It's like spring a month early. It's crazy. But yeah, here at the Arboretum, some nice palms here, some nice other exotic plants, cacti, etc. So of course I'll be showing you guys all that. But just wanted to do a nice live stream today because it's a beautiful day. Why not? Igni, hey, Salam, how's it going? Good to see you. Igni, you're up in the north of France. I know. Hopefully, your guys' weather is nice. I know it's been. I know you guys have had some cold periods, but hopefully it's been pretty nice and mild for you. It is very warm here. Our February's been unseasonably warm. We hit nearly 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know what that is, like 26 Celsius, 27 Celsius on Thursday. And then yesterday was cold. It snowed actually for a little bit. And then today we are back to about 60 Fahrenheit. It's supposed to be in the 60s, close to 70s some days this week. So that is just awesome. So mild here. But again, our weather is just so unpredictable that we still got those cold freezes, which, like those deep freeze back in around the holidays, which unfortunately got down to like 7 degrees. So, not that it's necessarily a warmer winter. The extremes were still bad this year, but overall it's been a much warmer winter than usual. Out in my house, the almond trees are blooming. That is amazing. Almond trees. I don't know if I honestly do not know much about growing almond trees. Beautiful bald cypress there, by the way. But they are. I'm assuming they probably cannot grow here. I'd imagine it's too cold. But I took a video of an olive today. An olive tree growing here in DC, and I've got a video of one a few weeks ago too. So who knows? Maybe almonds can grow here. I'd love to know about their hardiness. I'm guessing they're probably more zone 8 or 9 plants. Probably more zone 8, I'm guessing. But maybe 8B. But we're zone 7 here. But hey, there's olive trees growing here, which is crazy. I would not have expected that. But you see all the knees on this bald cypress trees, and just the needles. It's one of the few deciduous conifers. But it still retains like some of the seed pods up there, but it's a beautiful tree and it's native to Maryland, which is cool. And they're all over here. They naturalize like crazy. I've got some seeds in my backpack too to scatter around. We got some palm naturalizing to do as well. Next week we'll have freezing week. Oh, I'm sorry. 27. Oh, 27. Is that 27 Fahrenheit? Gosh, that's 27 Fahrenheit's not too bad, but hopefully it warms up for you guys. I'm sorry to hear that. We haven't really had a freezing week in a while. We got, as I mentioned yesterday, our high was probably high 30s or 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So quite a cold day for us, but overall really warm. Yeah, beautiful. You can see all the trees starting to bud here. All these ones over here just starting to bud. Send out new leaves for spring. The problem, and this is true all the way down the East Coast, it's like why Florida's citrus industry gets really messed up sometimes, is because, you get these bad, sometimes you'll have really mild periods and then you get a late winter freeze. Like we could still get a freeze like in March. And what that'll do is it could potentially kill a lot of these buds. Hopefully we don't get that, but it could potentially kill a lot of the buds. And when that happens, let's go around this way actually. So if it kills all the buds, basically, not only does it mean that the trees probably won't flower later, but you know, messes up the whole growth and everything, and it could potentially mean like the crops and stuff don't grow as well. That's why like a lot of the citrus industry is hit every now and then with those bad freezes. It is crazy. Hope it does not burn the prunus flowers. Hopefully not. So we don't have any no real cold scheduled for the next couple weeks, and I hope that lasts. But yeah, hopefully you guys stay mild. Yeah, it is beautiful here today, though. I've just got a t-shirt on and a little vest, which I may take off at some point because it's quite nice out. This is the conifer collections here. So what's nice here is that, you know, we got a lot of deciduous trees here, but this area is all evergreen. Looks like it could be summer here. Just beautiful. I like conifers a lot, so there's some cool species growing here. They've got a little pine area here. Look at these pines. The size of these needles, huge. Let's see if there's a tag on this. Doesn't look like it. Really, really beautiful though. Look like loblolly or longleaf pine or something like that. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well out there. If you guys are in there, let me know how the weather is and everything. And yeah, hope it's mild like it is here. It is just beautiful out. This morning I visited a small park with lots of palm trees, quite common. Oh, that's awesome. Igni, do you know what kind they were? Were they Trachycarpus palms, Washingtonia, or Canary Island date palms? Which kind were they? So you guys have some nice palms up there. Do you make videos, Igni? Because I'd love to check out your videos. You should make videos on some of those palm trees. They probably get a lot of views. I know I'd love to see that. So you guys do have some cool palms there in France. Nice and mild out there. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm jealous of the palms you guys have there. That's awesome. Look at the tree blooming down there. Beautiful, beautiful day. Hey, Gem State Tropics, great to see you in here. How's everything going out in Idaho? How's the weather, by the way? Hopefully you guys get some heat at some point. It is we've been so mild here. It snowed yesterday, but we hit almost 80 degrees at least, maybe 80 here in DC on Thursday, and pretty much 60s every day from here out. It's been in the 50s and 60s for like the last close to a month now. It's been so mild here. It's right around 55 something right now. It's beautiful out. Just awesome. And in the sun especially, it feels fantastic. Just beautiful. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a live stream today because it's a really nice day. Good day for it. I'm gonna try to do more live streams because I did one in Virginia Beach last weekend, which was awesome. And yeah, this is the conifer collections area. There's some cool conifers. I actually think they might have a monkey puzzle tree somewhere in here, but I have not seen that one yet. Not yet, but I would love to find it if there is one. I think they do have one somewhere, but I should go to explore through here at some point. Really cool. Nice and green in here. Wow. This looks like a dawn redwood, but it's already got its leaves. Texas, oh. Some kind of yew. Texas. That's cool. A yew tree, a yew shrub. Yeah, you can see these look like dogwoods there, flowering there. It's just beautiful. It is so mild here. It's been, all the trees are starting to bud. A lot of them are, at least. Spring is on the way. Look at this bald cypress here. Look at the number of knees on this thing. Look at this, crazy in there. Beautiful pond here. I wonder if there are any fish in here. I don't see any. But that is beautiful. Dawn redwoods there. Bald cypress, look at the number of knees in there, amazing. There's some nice redwoods up here. Sorry, Gem State Tropics, let me get back to your comments. Hey, Trevor, good to hear from you. Cherry trees blooming everywhere. I know, the cherry trees are amazing. Yeah, I got a shot of them for the thumbnail of the video. Hopefully I don't know if that uploaded, but they're everywhere here. I'll show you guys some if we come across some more. They are blooming across the city. Pink, purple, everywhere. Just beautiful. Look at this. So here's the famed coast redwood of the Botanic Garden, of the Arboretum. Just beautiful, and it looking really great. It was looking a little brown last year, maybe from the heat and stuff, but it looks fantastic now. Really nice and deep green. This unfortunately is a giant sequoia, which died for some unknown reason. Not cold. They're hardier than coast redwood, and this thing had been there for a long time. I wonder if it's some kind of fungus or stuff. Could also just be the humidity, but this was a huge one. Unfortunately, died, but thankfully the coast redwood's still doing really well. This is the California state tree along with the giant sequoia. Just beautiful, really beautiful. It's got this nice, like, soft, it almost feels like foam, the bark. It's like really, you can actually like push into it. It's really interesting texture. Another one here. I'm gonna get some palm seeds out, by the way, because I got some naturalizing to do in here. It's so interesting. We're here on the edge of the conifer areas, and you can actually see some of like the spruces and stuff starting to naturalize in there. It's really interesting. So, Sphinx washes Butia, Sable, and Perhea. Oh my gosh. Buchiagrist. Oh my gosh, Igni, that's awesome. So yeah, you guys have tons of palms up there. That is so cool. I really would love to see pictures or videos of that park. That is so cool. Very cold here in Idaho. Oh no, not much snow, however. That's good. Well, your guys' snow is drier, so it's doesn't weigh stuff down as much, but I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it warms up for you guys, because you guys can get, a lot of cold, obviously, because you're up in the mountains, and you got all sorts of, but you also can get some nice winter warmth, which is cool. It's been so warm here. I don't make videos on the platform. I don't take the opportunity. Oh, you should, Igni. I mean, people would love to obviously subscribe to your channel and watch your videos, because palms in France, there's some great palms there. I have some videos of palms when I was there over the summer, and some awesome palms there. Just got back from San Diego. Oh my gosh. Good to see the coconut palm. That's so cool. I have a video of that palm, if you guys know. On my channel, I have a video of the coconut in Del Mar. How's it looking, by the way? Is it green? Is it looking good? Because it was looking good. It was looking a bit maybe over prune when I filmed it, but it's a healthy looking palm. And people say inland is the best place for coconuts in California. I mean, honestly, it probably is true that if you go a bit inland, it's a bit warmer. But that coconut in Del Mar growing right on the water, and it looks perfect. And it's so cool there. Temperature-wise, it is so cool there. I find it hard that coconuts can survive there, but that was huge. It's like a 20-foot coconut. That's awesome. I know San Diego got hit pretty hard with that winter storm. Hopefully it wasn't too cold for you there. Yeah. Yeah, sure, of course. You can email me. Igni, you can post a comment on one of my videos, and I'll respond with my email if you want to email me pictures of that. Because yeah, some people send me palm pictures sometimes, and I love seeing that. That's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to see that. By the way, here, this bag here, this is Tricarpus fortunae seed, and then this is Sable minor seed below it, all from Virginia Beach. So a nice hardy seed, and I'm gonna try to get some to scatter around here because I'm doing some naturalizing here as well. So what you do, I just got a handful of Sable minor seed. What you do is you take it and you chuck it back there. That stuff will naturalize easily. And here's some fortunae seed. Let's just take some of that. And yeah, this is good stuff. Warm location, generally speaking, for the Arboretum. Pretty warm location for the DC area at the Arboretum. Down by the water, we're probably less than 100-foot elevation. So fortunae should be a pretty good bet here. So here's some fortunae seed. Just chuck it back there. Just awesome. Hopefully this will naturalize. So maybe there'll be a palm here someday. That's awesome. So yeah, you can see all the seed. Just chuck it back there. There we go. So just gonna put this down for 1 sec, guys. I don't want to spend too much time doing this because I don't want to take away from the live stream. But several thousand seeds in there. I'm glad I got two nice seed because you need male and females palms to produce seed for Tricharpus as opposed to sables, which produce it on their own. Of maybe 5 or 6 Fortunei with seed around them here because most of them are planted as individuals. Look at that. And so going down to Virginia Beach, there's lots of Fortunei with seed on them. So that was good to get that scattered around here. But yeah, aren't those nice redwoods there? It's just beautiful. Sorry guys, let me get back to your comments. If you want, coconut is looking all right, but a little, oh yeah, I know, I bet that cold's gonna take its toll probably on the coconut. It'll probably get a little browning, but you should also check out the one in Santa Ana, California, which I also have videos of. That one's amazing. The one in Corona, California was cut down, unfortunately. Terrible shame. It was looking perfect, and the owner cut it down, which is just terrible, but there's still a few other mature coconuts in California that I know of, which I would love to see one day. It's amazing. There's some growing out by the desert, there's some growing right by the coast, and then there's some growing inland. So, they're growable if you give them the right care in any of those locations, but pretty marginal there generally. I would totally I'd try to grow a grove of coconuts if I lived out there. I love zone pushing like that. And I mean, yeah, you see the results. There's some huge coconuts in California. Look at these. These are the Dawn redwoods here, Metasequoia. These are some of the first ones planted in the U.S. They're huge because they weren't actually rediscovered until like the 50s, I think, because they were thought to be extinct. It's like there's only one population, I think, remaining of them in China. They were thought to be an extinct species. They're like hundreds of millions of years old. Really ancient trees. So they're the one redwood species not from California. They're from China, and really beautiful trees. Let's head up here. So doing the whole tour here. Eastern hemlocks there, whole grove of them. You can see the trees starting to bloom there. I don't know what that is. Some shrub. Oh, this is a good place. Might do some naturalizing back here for just a second. You can't miss an opportunity to do that. Yeah, I know. It was like in the 40s and 50s and raining in San Diego, which is pretty unpleasant. I was there once in LA where it was like that, but every other time the weather's been nice. But you do get a couple of cold periods. Not like in Florida. Florida, even down to Miami, you can get some cold weather. And up in North Florida, it can get much colder than in like San Diego. But on average, the weather's a lot warmer. So that's why there's coconuts everywhere in South Florida. But you won't see many of them in California. Beautiful hemlocks here, eastern hemlock, native species. We're up here like on a terrace. That's actually the river right down there, the Anacostia River, which is one of the two rivers in DC. It like enters the Potomac River just downstream from here. Really beautiful. You can see the trees starting to bloom there. I sent the park on your email. Awesome, thank you, Igni. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing that. Yeah, you might have emailed me before, actually, now that I'm remembering. But that's really cool. I look forward to seeing that. Nice woods back here, so if you head down to the end here, there's a nice area to do some naturalizing. I saw 2 coconuts at the San Diego. Are you serious, Gem State Tropics? Were they labeled as coconuts? They were labeled as Cocos nucifera? And they were, because there's a lot of coconut lookalikes, but that's crazy. Do you have pictures of that, Gem State Tropics? That's really cool, because I would love to see that if I'm ever down there. And they were outside. They were outside in the ground. How big were they? I know there was one at the San Diego Zoo, but they did some renovations and they took it out. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to find coconuts in California. They are rare. But that is so cool. I'm glad to hear that. They got some great plants down there in San Diego. It's interesting because it's the same climate as LA, obviously, but the palms that you see there are pretty different. They've got the Kencha palm is much more common in San Diego, and you rarely see them in LA, even though they obviously do great there too. But it's just interesting. And unfortunately, there's that beetle that's going around Southern California killing all the Canary Island date palms, which is a real shame. It's horrible. But I'm gonna head down to that ravine here. That is a good spot for some naturalizing. Then we're gonna head over to the needle palm. Beautiful hemlocks here. This looks like a sequoia or something. It's beautiful. Is this, what's this? Thujopsis dolabrata. So it's a different species. I don't know what that is, but beautiful. They're very healthy. And bye, I will sleep tomorrow. Igni, yes. Have a good sleep, and we'll see you, see you in the future. Thanks for joining the live stream. I know it's late there. I always forget about the time difference, but I hope you, good luck with the palms, and thanks for that. That's awesome. I have pictures. One was about 10 feet tall on the ground. The other was younger. The coconut's still on it. Younger coconut was in. That is so cool, but all the doors and windows were opened up. I would love to see that, Gem State Tropics. You should either post that on your channel or, I would really love to see that. That is so cool. 15 feet, that is awesome. That's a big coconut, for California at least. Let me get some naturalizing here, and then I'll get back to you guys. I'm honestly not gonna take too much time with this. All right, guys, plug in the last naturalizing I'll do because I don't want to take too much time here. Sorry about that, guys. Just chucked some sable minor and windmill palm seed back there. It looks like a pretty good area. Again, you have like ravines like this. It can create some serious microclimates. Especially here, because we're probably, we're ways up from the river, but the river's right there. So these hills create some good microclimates. It's probably a bit warmer up here than down by the river. Let me check your guys' comments. I don't have a video, unfortunately. That's no problem. I'd love to see those pictures, though. That's really, really cool. That is awesome. I had no idea there were any coconuts there. I know where that is, though. Is it in Balboa Park? Is that where the Botanic Garden is? Because, I've seen some pictures of some other palms. I think they have some nice royal palms there, which I absolutely love. I wish they were planted more in California. I know they require a lot of water, which is unfortunate, but they are beautiful palms. They do great in Southern California. They're hardier than coconuts, certainly. And, they take, like, those pretty cool conditions, 60s, like year-round by the coast. They take it pretty well. There's even some in the Bay Area up in Northern California. So royal palms are a great palm for a large portion of California. I bet they probably could grow in part of the southern central valley of California. Like inland. They do great out in the desert. There's some in Palm Desert, Palm Springs, that area, Coachella Valley. So, nice palms and some good hardiness, at least compared to the coconut. The Botanic Garden is closer to Carlsbad. Oh, got it. Maybe I'm thinking of like or maybe I'm thinking of the zoo, because I know the San Diego Zoo is in Balboa Park, and they have like a Botanic Garden at the zoo too. They have some crazy rare palms there. But that's cool though. I'm definitely gonna check that out if I head back to San Diego, because I really want to see that. I love that. Love coconuts. God, that's awesome. The Botanic Garden is closer to Carlsbad. I could send them. I don't, unfortunately. Gem State Tropics, if you use email, you can comment something on my video, and I'll send you my email. Just ask for my email or something on my video, and I'll reply in a comment with my email address if you want. I can't type it in here, unfortunately, because I don't even know how to type on the phone in the the live stream chat. But yeah, I can give you my email if I don't. I do not have Instagram, unfortunately. A lot of palm people have asked me for that, so I probably should get it, just because I know it's very helpful for palms. I'm on Facebook, which is I don't really use social media much besides YouTube, but I'm only on Facebook because they probably besides YouTube, it's one of the biggest palm forums. There's tons of different palm groups on there. I have a few of my own. There's DC area palm and exotic plant enthusiasts, palm trees worldwide, different groups of mine. And so if any of you guys are on Facebook, you can send me them there, message me, because yeah, I post on there. I post pictures of some of the palms around. But yeah, I honestly have not been on there in a while. I went on last night to sort of catch up on stuff, but I got to get more active with that, responding to stuff. But I did finally catch up on all my comments, which is a good thing. I've been needing to do that for a while, so that's awesome. I'm gonna keep up with that, obviously. Sun's just setting a little bit here. Feels great. Feels perfect in the sunshine. Feels like a California day almost. Look at the view. So you can see way down there to the river. And apparently they have some live oaks down there, which I heard about, and I do want to check them out, but I don't know exactly where they are. There's some cool Asian species of live oak, I think from Japan, China maybe, that I heard about that grow here. So that's really cool, because you guys know I love live oaks. Yeah, gosh. Maybe I better head down here for a second. This is called the Asian Valley, I think. It is quite a valley. It really does go down here. But yeah, some nice trails and stuff in here. So I'm guessing the live oaks, looks like there may be across here. Yeah, probably more over here. Let me cut across here, if I can do this. It's a good place to break an ankle there. There's so much uneven ground in there. There we go. But yeah, you can see that's the river down there. Some huge dawn redwood there. So it's called the Asian Valley section because they got a lot of Asian plants in here, obviously. But the needle palm is here as well, which I'm guessing was planted before they decided to make this the Asian Valley area. And that's right up there, which of course I will show you, because that palm is amazing. Huge. These musabaji, which are cut down, of course, because they go dormant in winter. Those things grow to 30 feet. That's maybe the tallest musabaji I've seen in DC. They're huge. Awesome. I just discovered my community tab. Yes. The community tab. That's where I post. So if you guys go on my community tab, that's where I post updates about my live stream. So today I only posted about a half hour beforehand, but I always write, I'm about to do a live stream somewhere. So if you guys see my community tab, that's where I do updates about when I'm going to be live streaming and stuff. This one was sort of last minute, just decided to do it for fun because, I think it's a cool thing to, I enjoyed it a lot, at least. Enjoy interacting with you guys, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, let me. Community tab. I look forward to seeing that Gem State Tropics. I cannot wait. So if I'm ever back down in San Diego, I will absolutely check those out because I'm like a California coconut addict for some reason. I don't know why, but I do know why. Because obviously this is my love of palms, but also I just love something about coconut palms in particular and growing them in marginal climates like some like in, you know, the Mediterranean area and similar climates. It just fascinates me so much. Really, really love that. So this is, I think, where the live oaks are, I was told, but I'm not sure. Some nice hemlocks here. These do not look like eastern hemlock. These look like maybe one of the Japanese species of hemlock. I'm not sure though. Oh, it's like a golf course here. Is that what this is? I don't know. Oh, this is where the live oaks are, I think. They're here, because he said it was through a gate. Look at this. What on earth is this? Do you guys see this? Look at this crazy thing. Huge spines on it, but look at this crazy, twisted, I don't know what this is. Oh my God, this is crazy. Try to find a name on it, but that is a crazy looking plant. My gosh. Look at the bamboo there. Bamboo forest. Really, really cool. Really beautiful. You are very close to 1K subs. Yeah, I think I'm like 12 away or something. I'm super excited about that. Appreciate all you guys, you know, supporting my channel and everything. It means a lot. This is beautiful down here, by the way. I think there's like a dock here somewhere. Be a good place to kayak. There's some nice holly and stuff across. And this area across the water is called the Kenilworth Aquatic Gardens, which I have some videos of. It's really cool. They got lots of bald cypress stuff out there. Lots of aquatic gardens, as the name implies. Beautiful, beautiful across there. So these must be the live oaks here. These are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I wish Southwest Hardy Palms were here. He would be in heaven. See, the problem is, once I complete my live stream, it's hard to get back here to take a video because it's a little while away, we're a ways away from where I parked. But I would love to take a video of these next time I'm here. So this must be, yes, Emerald Sentinel. So this must be one of the Asian species of oak. Eubaim oak. Quercus filirioides. Wow. That is just beautiful. Hard to believe it's even an oak. Look at this thing. That is an oak. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Just stunning. Amazing, amazing. Some nice evergreen color down here by the river. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at this. Looks like something right out of the tropics. That's just beautiful. So I'm going to try to head back up now. These must be the evergreen oaks. Look at how beautiful these are. I'm trying to find a tag here. If there is one. Do not see one, but it's a beautiful species. Anyways, yeah. What is Super Chat? Gem State Tropics. I don't even remember what that is. What's the difference between Super Chat and what there is now? Because I think I've heard of that. But what does Super Chat allow you to do? Super Chat is when people send money. Oh, got it. I don't want you guys to have to pay for my videos, but I mean, yeah. I mean, if someone wants to donate, that'd be very nice. But I also don't want to, you know, I'm not in this for profits. Obviously, I just do it because I want to, you know, want to share the palms with you guys. But maybe, yeah. That's interesting though. I've seen people do that like on Joe's live stream and stuff. So yeah, I totally do that. Maybe. That's cool. A lot of stuff that's enabled when you get to 1,000 subscribers. You used to not be able to live stream on YouTube without 1,000 subscribers. Isn't that crazy? 1,000 is like, you know, a good number for some people who, you know, it takes a while to. You know, it took me like over 2 years. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. They changed the rules on that, but I used to before they changed the rules. I used to have a live stream on it was called like Prism Live Studio, and it live streams on YouTube, but you do it through an app. So basically, it's kind of the same as this, but it was more complicated. You have to like set up the live stream on this app, and then it connects to YouTube. But thankfully they changed that, so anyone can live stream. I don't know why you need 1,000 subscribers to have to do a live stream. Ooh, that's a big incline from up there. Beautiful. Atlas cedar, I think. Deodar cedar. Beautiful. Really, really nice species. holly. Here's some holly species from China. Beautiful. Here's the famed needle palm, guys. Isn't that awesome? Over 50 years old, and this thing is still chugging along. Unreal. Look at the size of this palm. Crazy. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Any palm nurseries nearby DC sell? Gem State Tropics, unfortunately, there's not even any palm nurseries at all near DC. Honestly, the closest one I know of that's palm specific is Pungo Palms in Virginia Beach, which is about 3.5 hours away. But yeah, to tell you the truth, I really do not know of any palm nurseries in the DC area. There's this one nursery called Holly Woods and Vines in, it was not palm specific, but they sold a lot of hardy palms in Alexandria, Virginia, which is nearby. And they had needle palms and sable minor. And I was such a fool. I didn't go there because I thought I'd wait, to see when they had the big trackies, because they used to sell these big, like 10-foot trackies that were really expensive. And I tried to see if they had some cheaper ones, but I waited to go, and sure enough, they closed. They actually switched ownership. I actually stopped by there. I was just driving by coincidence a few weeks back, and I went by it, and yeah, it's a different nursery now. No hardy palms at all, which really sucks. And to tell you the truth, I've never seen a windmill palm, sable minor, or needle palm. I've never seen a hardy palm of any kind in a nursery around here, besides Livistona chinensis, which will not really grow here. So it really sucks. I wish there were palm-specific nurseries here, and if there were, I bet you palms would be everywhere, and I bet you they'd sell out. Because people would love them. I mean, if they found out a palm could grow here, I mean, just look at this thing. Is this unbelievable or what? Really, really crazy. So, I mean, yeah, I wish they were sold around here. And I always say, I wish they were sold more here, obviously, but I think it's kind of remarkable that there are so many palms in DC, considering that none of the nurseries stock them. I know of probably, maybe close to 40 needle palms around the city. Not a single nursery I've ever seen that carries them. So I think that's kind of crazy that, all these people have gotten their hands on needle palms without them even being sold here. But yeah, it's a real shame. I really wish there was a palm nursery, and maybe there is. I've heard some of the Lowe's and Home Depot, the big box stores, sell windmill palms because they're obviously more common. Needle palms are really rare, but they sell windmill palms apparently in the warm months. I bet they're probably not too expensive, but I bet they're decently expensive this far north. But I would love to actually get one if they have them cheaper. Because yeah, I'm always looking for new palms. This thing is insane, by the way. Probably, I mean, when you're on that side, it's obviously a lower elevation, but you can see the flowers in there. The needles on this thing are just huge, and unfortunately some English ivy on the trunk, which is just horrible invasive species. But I bet you there's look at the number of petioles. These petioles are easily 5 or 6 feet long. They're huge. Some of the tall ones at least are easily 5 feet. You can see these beautiful flowers here. Look at that. And yeah, I know. So actually about Washingtonia, I have actually seen a Washingtonia in a nursery here because, they're obviously very common palms. But it was really expensive, and they obviously won't grow here. So I'm not a big boxing in the palms person. I'm sort of like to either minorly protect them, maybe with burlap, or try not to. And I've got myself into trouble. Like my camera ops unfortunately died last year because I didn't protect it when I should have. But no, I'm not into boxing in palms, really. I mean, I think you guys can grow them with minimal protection, even out in Idaho, which just really makes me jealous because that's really cool. But unfortunately, in a wet climate like this, even in Zone 8, they'll die. Virginia Beach, they're not really hardy. They're even there. There are a few, as I've made videos on, but not too many. And the bad freezes really can knock them out. It just sucks about the wet climates because they grow even into Zone 6B in Albuquerque and dry climate places. But yeah, beautiful. Yeah, Jeff, welcome to the chat. Jeff Bielski, thanks for joining in. It is near impossible to find hardy palms here. Yeah, I bet all those western cities, all the cities across the U.S. that are colder places, Tennessee, Kentucky, all these places where plenty of palms grow, no nursery sells them, which really sucks. So I was told this palm was planted in 1968. I don't know exactly. I've heard some sources say 70s, some say 60s. But someone told me that an employee at the Arboretum said it was planted in 1968. So that's the date I go with. So over 50 years old, or close to it at least. But I heard 1968. So, I mean, this thing's easily 15 feet wide, maybe more. It is just huge palm. I can't even get it in the shot here. Crazy. There are a few nice washies here. So Gem State Tropics, are the washies there actually unprotected? Because I'd imagine if you see them around town that people don't always protect them, but I have trouble imagining them so far north, so far inland, unprotected. But you are in a dry climate, which is just amazing. But are there actually unprotected washies in the Boise area? Because I know it gets really cold there. But again, it gets cold in Albuquerque, and there are big washies there. And I've gotten really into Albuquerque palms recently. I've been researching all the palms there. There's a lot of palm YouTubers in Albuquerque now. Um, Greetings from Albuquerque. Hey, in Albuquerque, look at that. Icy Medi. Greetings from Albuquerque. I've been wondering what palms would grow in arid zones. So you're really, that's so lucky. There's some beautiful palms. So California fan palm, maybe Mexican fan palm marginally. Washingtonia palms grow great in Albuquerque. Trackies, Trichorbis fortunae, windmill palms, sable. There's some huge sable palmetto and sable mexicana in Albuquerque. Pindo palms. You've got a lot of options to choose from. That is awesome. Hey, Cal, great to see you in there. 51 in London today. We're having another, oh gosh, no chance of frost. Gosh, I'm sorry to hear about the polar vortex. You guys have had a kind of rough winter. I'm sorry to hear that. But 51's nice. It's, yeah, probably around 50, probably 56 or something here right now. High today or a little below 60. It snowed barely yesterday. None of it stuck though. And then it was 80 degrees on Thursday. So crazy weather. That's nice though, 51. I hope it warms up for you guys. After the polar vortex. I've never seen the polar vortex break down so many times in winter. I know. Highs are going to be high 40s and low 50s this week because of this. Well, that's not bad at all. That seems, I think London's average high is like, what, 48 or something, or 50 or something in winter. So that's not bad. But yeah, hopefully it warms up. Hey, James Tropicals. Great to see you in here. How's everything going? How's your garden doing? Great to see you in here. Look at this needle palm, by the way. Is this unreal? Most of the time, the washies, they're so slow growing. So to see one this size is just, takes time, so you got to appreciate it. And I mean, yeah, just an unbelievable palm. Most of the time the washies have a bit of protection, but some years they can survive. But that's amazing. Sables and needles are just fine here, but washies might need some help. How about trackies? I know there are some trackies there which seem to do okay without protection in Boise, so far as I'm aware. But I don't know. I mean, there's some like orthopedic place in I think it's called Nampa, Idaho, and I actually found the Google Maps link to it, and I have it. I can post it if you want. But there's some trackies there. I know they used to box them in, but I don't know if they still do. They look nice. Like they have like 5 or 6 trackies out in front. But yeah, that's really amazing that washies grow up there. That just blows my mind. But you actually know of Gem State Tropics. If you come across any Washingtonia in Boise, please make a video of that. I really want to see that, or take some pictures or something, because I really want to see that. That is so cool. I've seen a few. Have you really? That are pretty dead. So I bet you they're not dead, because I know there's actually some big ones in Albuquerque. I know they're very marginal there, but the thing is with Phoenix, it's like the California fan palms. They can look dead by the end of winter, but by spring and summer, they will recover. Trust me. Unless you guys had like a terrible winter, they should recover. That's what happens in these dry climates. The palms fry completely, but there's still live tissue, live growth in there. So you got to give them time. Wait till summer, and I bet you those things will be green again. That's what happens out in the desert, especially, and out here too, but especially out in those dry climates. That's really cool, though. I'd love to see some pictures or videos of the Phoenix out there. Hello, do they have the Euphrates bipolar in the Arboretum? I don't know if they do. What's the common name of that, Euphrates bipolar? Because I've heard of that. Chicken farm. Great to see. Oh, by the way, it's great to see you in here. Sorry, I thought that was someone else. I thought that was someone else. I don't know what I thought that was, but great to see you in here. And yeah, thanks for joining the live stream. It's doing good. That's awesome, James. That is awesome. You're out in Utah, right? Yeah. What's your location? What's your town called again? I forgot. But that's really cool. Trackies are marginal here. I haven't seen many trackies. I would love to see some. Oh, you're 10 minutes from Nampa. You totally should check out. Yeah, post a comment in my video or something, and I'll respond with the location of that place, because they have some trackies there, and I would love to see if they're protected. So totally check that out. There's in like downtown Nampa, there's some orthopedic shop or something, and like orthodontist maybe, and they have a I don't know what it is, but they have some trackies there. So totally check that out. Yes, that is really cool though. Trackies are marginal here too, but there are some 30-footers here again. So just depends. I haven't seen many trackies. I'd love to see some. 10 minutes from Nampa. The Arboretum needs to design a cold hardy palm plot. Yes, Jeff, I really want to. And also, as you may have seen, I just bought some palms from Pungo Palms. I'm going to do some public palm planting this spring. So I'm excited for that. I might even start now, because honestly, if I planted a stable minor now, it'd be fine. People say you should wait till spring. People say you should wait till April. People say you should wait till, February. People will have different dates for when they plant palms. And obviously it depends on your climate, but quite honestly, with the weather we're having and the long-term forecast, they'll be just fine if I plant them now. But I totally agree with that. They have 4 needle palms here and a lot of sable minor, but no trackies, no other sables. I totally agree. They definitely need to do that. How would I do that? Would I have to get in touch with them or something? Because I'm actually going to try to do some volunteering at one of the botanic gardens or something this summer. So I really want to get in touch about that. That would be really cool. I want to try to palmify things as much as I can. You could help them. I'm in Manti, Utah. Yes. That's like south of Salt Lake City, right? That is so awesome. Utah is just one of the most beautiful places. I honestly would love to. Could totally live in Utah. I mean, I love Utah so much. It's such a beautiful state. That is so cool. Good news, my potted baby trachea is still alive. That's awesome, Chicken Farm. I remember you telling me it was suffering and you didn't know why, but I'm glad to hear it's still alive, and hopefully you can take it outside when the weather warms up. You can probably take it outside now. It's so mild. But I'm glad to hear that. I'll have to check it out. I'll leave a comment. Yes, leave a comment and I will respond with the link to that, because it's really, I was surprised, but I heard about it on Palm Talk. Someone mentioned that there was an orthopedic or some sort of doctor's office that had palms, and I searched it up, did some research on Google Maps, and I finally found it. So that was really cool. And I found their Facebook page too, where they had pictures of protecting the palms, but I don't know if they're still protected. So I would love an update on that. That's really cool. Literally in downtown Nampa. They have like 4 or 5 trachees. Hey, Insect Wildlife, thanks so much for joining in. Great to see you in here. Beautiful. Look at this needle palm, by the way. Is this unbelievable? Palms are beautiful in Pakistan. Yes, they are. And the Nanoraps richiana, mine unfortunately just died, but I'm going to try to get another one. One of the potentially the hardiest palm in the world, at least in a dry climate. Nanoraps richiana, the Mazari palm, is native to Pakistan. And there's some beautiful palms there. There's some really cold places where palms grow, and some really mild places too. Beautiful, beautiful palms there. Utah's a great state, but then Arizona is south of there. Very true, Cal. Yeah, no, I mean, it's all relative. And then you got Sonora south of there in Mexico, and then you got all the states south of there. So it's all relative. But to be honest, I honestly am so into zone pushing now. I could totally live in St. George. If you look up St. George, Cal, St. George, Utah, which is in the very southwest corner of Utah, they've got Phoenix canariensis there. They've got like 20, 30-foot dactylifera, Washingtonia robusta, Philifera literally are everywhere. If you look at the skyline of St. George, not only is it so beautiful with the red rocks and everything, the desert's just so beautiful in Utah. But literally the entire skyline is lined with Washingtonia. Again, the rest of Utah is maybe not as palmy because it's so sparsely populated. But even up in Salt Lake City, there's some little Washingtonia, trachees. I mean, it's mild there. So, but I agree with you. And then there's some even coconut palms down in Arizona. So it's obviously milder there. But I love both states. You know, what can I say? Yeah. Palms are beautiful. I'd say Arizona's neck and neck with Utah for beauty, but obviously it's milder, generally speaking. Yeah, Chicken Farm. What's the Euphrates polar? I'd love to know the common name on that. It just got a pound of Spanish moss. Wow, the cold wind. It depends how cold. Insect Wildlife. Where are you located? I'm gonna head on now, but check out this palm. Is that amazing? Where are you located, Insect Wildlife? I think you've told me before, but cold wind, there's cold wind in Virginia Beach, which is Spanish moss is native there, and then there's cold wind, of way north, which will definitely kill it. So mine did okay. They seem to just, I don't know why mine haven't really stuck. Maybe they're not getting enough moisture. They seem to be hardy here, but yeah, I mean, generally cold wind probably isn't great if it's too cold, but they can certainly handle plenty of wind because they grow on the exposed limbs of the trees. But that's awesome. A pound of Spanish moss. How much is a pound? Because it's so light. A pound of Spanish moss must be huge. Just got a pound of Spanish moss. Do you think Musabaju will grow? Oh, definitely. So Musabaju may go dormant there, but I mean, if you keep it watered, that's the thing, is they seem to be more sensitive to heat, although they can take plenty of humidity. Maybe they'll need to be in a more shaded spot in Albuquerque. They should do fine there. My guess is they'll go dormant, which is what happens. Every winter, they sort of die back. You probably need to cut them down, but then they'll grow back in spring. They should grow completely fine there. They grow into zone 6 even here, so they should be completely fine there. Yes. Probably grow some. You probably grow some other Musip species as well, other bananas. Just beautiful here. This is like magnolia section here. There's magnolias everywhere. Pinus virginiana there, Virginia pine, native American holly, beautiful species. I've been wondering if the lack of moisture in the elevation. No, it should be fine, honestly. Elevation doesn't really matter as long as it's mild enough, which it probably is. I'm sure it is in Albuquerque. And yeah, the lack of moisture. I mean, you might need to water them, but quite honestly, they should be fine. You see these? See these southern magnolias here, amazing. And then the flowering cherry trees all around. Feels like spring here. Let me see this. Yeah, they are. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's one thing I'm jealous of, because we have some. I actually saw a big prickly pear on the way here, but not as many cacti here, obviously, and tons of yucca, but mostly like the subtropical yucca species as opposed to the western ones. Although there are some huge yucca rostrata here, of course. Yeah, you have a dry climate out there, which is nice compared to palms. I think the Canary Islands have the best climate for palm growing palms, since you can. Yes, absolutely, Cal. I totally agree with that. And I think up there is probably where I was in Mexico, which is Cabo San Lucas, which is Cabo San Lucas is similar to most of the Canary Islands. Again, it's a desert. Some of the Canary Islands is sort of more Mediterranean. So Cabo, I think the average high there is at probably around 90 in summer, so a bit warmer than the Canary Islands, which might fry some more sensitive stuff. But by the water, it's cooler even in summer in Cabo, probably, again, around 90 average high. But once you go inland in Cabo, it gets really hot. I'm guessing the Canary Islands, because they're by the ocean, all around, it's probably a little cooler. But, Cabo is like a tropical desert, so it's perfect climate. But yeah, no, the Canary Islands are perfect too. The thing is, Cabo is actually probably milder than the Canary Islands, but it's also hotter in summer, which might limit what you can grow. But I totally agree with you. Canary Islands are amazing. Populus euphretica. Oh, Populus. What is that? I'm forgetting the name of that now. Populus aspen. It's some sort of tree. I don't remember, but I'm forgetting now. Look at the blooms all across there. Southern magnolia. This is our native sweet bay magnolia, which is a semi-evergreen species. Some of the cultivars, most of them stay evergreen here, like this one. But it's a beautiful native magnolia to the DC area. We got some cool native species here. We got native cacti, which is pretty cool. Even Hawaii, if you can. Yes, Cal, that's definitely true. I'd say Hawaii also is one of the best, because Hawaii has like 11 of the 12 climate zones in the world, including like subpolar. I think like true tundra is the only climate that's missing from Hawaii, because they got snow this year. They got a lot of snow up in the elevation. It goes up to 13,000 feet in Hawaii, so huge mountains. You got Mediterranean, you've got desert, you got some of the wettest places in the world, like 130 inches of rain a year. So yes, you can totally find a microclimate for like basically every palm in Hawaii, which is cool. But I think I agree with you. Hawaii and the Canary Islands both have it all. Again, it's different. Like at sea level in Hawaii, obviously it's gonna be hotter probably, but a lot of areas of Hawaii stay surprisingly cool in the summer. Like, never getting above like 85 or something once you get to a bit of an elevation. There's redwoods in Hawaii, which is really crazy because they don't like extreme heat. But they do great in some of those moist valleys, sort of at a little bit of an elevation. But I totally agree with you. I couldn't believe how big the southern magnolias were there. Yes, Jeff, the magnolias here are huge. Really, really cool. They're everywhere here. Nannerofficina is hardy, but very fussy about wet soil. Absolutely, Cal, and I learned that lesson the hard way, which really sucks. But look at this tree, by the way, blooming. Beautiful. But yeah, no, I learned the lesson the hard way. I lost mine, but I'm gonna just try to plant one in some sandy soil if I can find another one. Valiant Pungo Palm said his got hit with the freeze. I think, unfortunately, his are just in sort of too dense soil, and he doesn't know that they need to be in sort of sandier soil, but because obviously the cold shouldn't harm them there. It got to like 16 or 17 degrees, but that should not harm Nannerops. But I hope to get one and plant it in some sandy soil. Yeah. Definitely agree. Yeah. Hey, Southwest Ireland Rainforest, Dara O'Connell. Great to see you in here. How's everything going in Ireland? How's the weather? Great to see you in here. In 2007, 2009, there was a Mexican restaurant here, the 20-foot tall Queens. Yes, I remember seeing posts about that. But if I remember correctly, they probably only lasted like one winter. They probably died the first winter in the ground, because Mexican fan palms are pretty marginal in Albuquerque. Queen palms, no chance in Albuquerque. So that would have been cool. But I prefer the hardier palms. Like if you comment on my video, I can send you the locations. Just look up palms of Albuquerque, and you'll find links to tons of different palms. There's 30, 40-foot California fan palms around Albuquerque, so you can still check those out. Yeah, that's really cool. 25 foot. There's some huge date palms that someone planted a few years ago in Albuquerque. Wouldn't Cabo be too hot for Juan? Yes. That's the thing. And Juania australis you probably could grow in the Canary Islands. I think it would be. Although, honestly, I don't even know if there's a place in the Canary Islands where you could grow them, because even in Southern California, by the water, it's too hot for them. I know, like, some of the ones in Southern California, I heard they all died, but maybe there are some, but I feel like the Canary Islands is still too hot for them. I think the average high there in a lot of the Canary Islands is in the 80s in summer, which is pretty hot. It's probably cooler by the water, but Juania australis, I was told the only place they grow in the entire U.S. is the city of San Francisco. Not the San Francisco area, just San Francisco proper, because of all the fog. But I got to imagine there's other places they could grow, but they are quite sensitive palms, yes. But that's one species. Again, Cabo also has the advantage it's so warm that you can grow like tons of other species. But there are a lot of palms that are too sensitive to heat. You know, Triocarpus fortunei certainly being among them. You see that in Virginia Beach. A lot of them look terrible right along the water. Even inland, some of them do. Yeah, Quinto wax palm. That's interesting. There are some of those even inland in Southern California, but it definitely might be. Again, if I were to live there, I'd probably get a place right by the water. I know they can get some hurricanes sometimes, which kind of sucks, but it is dry, generally a very pleasant climate. And what was I going to say? Yeah, generally a very pleasant climate. And by the water, it's definitely cooler. Both of those grow next to the coconuts in the Carolinas. That's pretty crazy. All the maples have pretty much started blooming. Yes, absolutely. Look at this needle palm, by the way. Here's some nice needle palms to show you guys. Beautiful. Really, really, these things look perfect. Look at this. Flawless. This is such a good palm for our climate. Rhapidophyllum hystrix. Oh, where's the tag for it? This tag's incorrect. This tag says, oh, it's for something else. I don't know. There's another tag for the one up there, but really beautiful needle palm. These ones I only discovered more recently. There's a golf course right there, but yeah, there's another nice one here. I got some just skimmy for my birthday. Looking forward to planting them. That's awesome, Dara. I saw you send some pictures of that. I will check those out, but that's really cool. Happy birthday, by the way. I saw it was your birthday 2 days ago. Happy birthday, by the way. That's awesome. Much more early allergies. Yeah, no, I think I've been feeling maybe a bit of that. Yeah, the allergies suck. DC is not a good place for that. We got, pollen. It's not good for asthma because of the cold, and so definitely for my allergies, DC is not the best place. But yeah, Tenerife, then the Carolinas, and then the warm weather just messes it all up in winter. The Carolinas has snow and mountain in winter. That's crazy. 10,000 feet. I didn't even know it got that high in the Canary Islands. That's crazy. What a cool climate. I really would love to go there. Zone 9B is the sweet spot for zone pushing because then you can plant 10A palms. Yes. That's why if I lived in California, I think I'd probably live right near the water, somewhere that sort of mimics the climate of San Francisco, because it's so cool there, but it also is warm enough that you can grow coconuts even marginally. Because, like, for example, Santa Monica in California, it's really mild there, but the average temperature never gets above 70 degrees. The average high never gets above 70. Of course, you have some days that are hot, but on average, even in the middle of summer, when it's like blazing hot in DC, it is like 70 degrees on the dot, or 69 degrees in Santa Monica. And then inland California, it gets to like 120 degrees. So the microclimates there are so nuts. So when people say Juania australis does not grow in Southern California, it only grows up north. It depends where. I bet you could probably grow one right by the water, but inland, it just gets really hot. But yeah, no, it's fascinating. I agree with you. I love zone pushing. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to live in a place like Cabo or the Canary Islands just because I'd like to be able to zone push. You could still probably zone push. I'd love to try like a lipstick palm in Cabo or something like that. But I think I'd always want to live in a little bit of a cooler place to try to grow stuff that's sort of marginal, like coconuts in California, for example. Yeah, I totally agree with you, though. Are there any palmetto up in DC? I've seen ones in Virginia Beach videos. Sorry, I just want to show you this needle palm really quickly. You see this beautiful, there's a tag there. Look at the trunks on this, so many petioles and everything. Just beautiful specimens. Again, the other one over there obviously is probably like 10 times as big as these, but these have probably been here for I guess it's like probably a good 15 years at least. They're slow growers. That's the thing that sucks about them. So you got to try to get them big, even though they're more expensive. But a well-grown needle palm, a good-sized one, and you can see these are just neglected here by the side of the road. A mature needle palm is really, really beautiful. Well worth the wait. And they just do fine here, obviously. No freeze will ever damage them here. We can get cold here, but not too cold for needle palms. But about the palmettos, So I have actually sable palmetto seedlings that I collected from Virginia Beach and grew myself. They are in my garden, and they actually survived the freezes this year, and they're still green. So officially, I have some palmetto seedlings that have been through one winter here. But if you want some longer term ones, there's a guy out in North Beach, Maryland. You can look up North Beach. It's about an hour due east of DC in Maryland, my home state. And he has about several big sable palmetto. I'm talking like 20 feet ones. He said he planted them as hurricane cut palmettos, like, when they transplant them. But they've been there for a few winters. They survived the Arctic blast fine. They're looking great. And it blows my mind. That's so far north for palmetto on the East Coast, but he's got big palmettos there. And he said he even has some friends that have palmetto now. So he's spreading the palms all around. He actually does like a transplant business. I think he brings palmettos around that area. And that is still considered the DC area. So look up North Beach, Maryland. It's got a good microclimate right on the Chesapeake Bay, which moderates things a lot. But it is still far north, and it does still get cold there. So it blows my mind. He never protected them ever, and they're still growing strong. They've been there for about 4 years, I think, now. They are big palms. So officially, yes, there are palmettos that I know of. If you had asked me that like a few months ago, I would have said no way. I don't know of any, but yeah, I mean, and again, there's all sorts of stories about palmettos that have been planted in DC itself. They'll survive for a few years, but like there were some that were there for a few years. I think they were trucked up from Florida, and they survived for a few years, but they got taken out in the 2014 polar vortex, which killed a lot of the windmill palms in the area too. So they're not long-term plants here, but out, by the bay, maybe they are more long-term, because he's got some nice ones that just survived the freeze this year. Yeah, the Virginia Beach ones are amazing. Really, really amazing palms. Beautiful eastern white pine there. This is our native juniper, Juniperus virginiana. White pines there. Yes, that's Virginia pine there. The little scrubby one. Yeah, we should get they should get a palm garden going here, honestly. This place has some great microclimates, by the way. The river's like down that hill there, so that's, pretty ways down. And then there's this huge hill here. It goes up to like 300 feet or something, called Mount Hamilton, I think. And you can drive way up there. I bet you it's considerably colder there than it is by the river. So great microclimates here at the Arboretum. The Arboretum's huge, considering we're like, a few miles from the White House and the Capitol and everything. And we're right here in DC, and this thing is huge. Huge. I highly recommend. This is still one of the hidden gems of DC. It is a not very well known because it's little out of the way from the main tourist sites, but I highly recommend coming here, especially if you're interested in plants. But even before I knew anything about plants, I came here as a little kid, and I always just love walking around here. And it's a good place for good memories also. But now with all the plants that are here, I just love coming back here. It's beautiful. Look at these beautiful bald cypresses here. These are some columns that were actually taken from the U.S. Capitol when they did some renovations, and they put them here. I think they're from the 1800s or something. And so very historic old columns from the U.S. Capitol. There's a fountain up there. And then there's the main visitor center with all the palms. So let's head over there. Some live oaks here too. So I'll sort of showcase that as I head on my way back. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. It's just beautiful out right now. So nice out. I think I heard saguaro cacti are hardy to 15 degrees. Insect wildlife, sorry, I forgot where you're located again. You got to remind me. I have a terrible memory with that. But so saguaro cacti may be hardy to 15 degrees, but if you're in a wet climate, no shot. From Florida to Maine, there's nowhere in between that you can grow saguaro cactus. They do not like humidity. I've never heard of one grown in a wet climate, at least. But out in like places like the West, there's like a 15-foot saguaro in Albuquerque, which is the same zone as DC. So they grow out there. They definitely are hardy, probably even below 15 degrees in a dry climate. But in a wet climate, even if it's warm year-round, cold does not matter. It's about the humidity. They just rot in the humidity. So yeah, so far as I'm aware, I don't know of any in Florida. I don't know of anywhere in between there. So I think the West is the only place for saguaros in the U.S. But I wonder about Hawaii. I wonder if we could grow a saguaro in some of the dry parts of Hawaii. They have like desert out there. So, but yeah, I know plenty in New Mexico. There's some like 20-foot ones in Alamogordo, New Mexico. There's the huge ones up in Utah, by the way. I was talking about how mild St. George is. They've got all sorts of like fruiting, tropical fruits and stuff growing there, citrus, stuff like that. And there are a huge saguaro up in St. George, Lake City area, up north Utah. But he posted a picture just recently of all the cacti growing in St. George from one of the forums on Facebook. They got saguaro. They have the Argentine saguaro, which is the saguaro lookalike from Argentina, which is hardier actually. There's some Argentine saguaro even growing in like San Antonio and some more wetter places further east. There's all sorts of crazy columnar cacti and trunking cacti there. So, but yeah, no, I don't think in a wet climate, unfortunately. But maybe maybe you're in a dry climate. I forgot your location. The record high on the far northern Canary Islands is only 90 Fahrenheit, but that's crazy. Yeah, I think the record high in Santa Monica is like 100 degrees, despite the fact that it only averages like 60s year round. Oh God, that's awful. Look at this. Someone busted one of the windows. Not this car, thankfully, but look at that. That just sucks. Isn't that horrible? I've never had that happen, but I feel horrible for whoever that happened to. I'm just coming up here because where is it? There's some nice prickly pear in here. I don't want to step on them because that would hurt, but oh man, where is it? There's like some prickly pear tucked in here. Oh, now I'm forgetting. Somewhere like right in here, there's some prickly pear. Huh. I'm forgetting the location now, but I swear there were prickly pear here. Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh. They are fried. Not necessarily the cold, but just shriveled. Look at the size of the spine. So this looks like our native eastern prickly pear here. Really shriveled up or something. I don't know, maybe it's not. I don't know. It's really cool. And you can see the fruits there. It gets like that crazy shriveled. People think they're dead, but the thing is that's just what happens in winter because apparently they drain all the moisture out of the pads to prevent the pads from freezing. And then come, springtime, and spring's coming early for us. So probably in a few weeks they'll start plumping back up. I know some of them already are starting to stick back up. Like mine are probably going to be, sticking back up. My first winter, I did not know that. And I was like, are my cacti dying? But no, that is normal for them to shrivel up. And some of them don't shrivel up, but the little ones, the sort of ones that lie down more, those do shrivel up in winter. Our native eastern prickly pear does. Yeah, it's an interesting way to sort of get them through the winter. And some of them are really hardy. 117.5. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's obviously places in the Canary Islands. It's kind of like Hawaii. It's like the Hawaii of the Atlantic. Because I know there's, they obviously have crazy microclimates there, but that is crazy. Yeah, that's like kind of like California or Hawaii or wherever. That is crazy. I'm thinking about planting some sable minor in a palmetto I got. That is awesome. Palmetto, I would love to see that try it in Boise, because I bet you could probably zone push it there. That is cool. Because you guys get a lot of heat out there, which is awesome. So here's some of the live oaks here. We had a cold winter, but these don't look to be as hardy. I've seen them get sort of fried before. They've been here since the 80s, I think, but they're good-looking trees. But this one, again, look how many leaves this thing has lost. Very few leaves it holds, but then it grows back in the spring. This one's, got more leaves on it. I heard one of these was once Quercus fusiformis, but now I can't seem to find the record of that. But I thought I heard one of them was, but I'm just going to head around, guys. I got to end this soon, unfortunately. But sable minor, obviously, fully hardy where you are. That's awesome. I got not too long ago. That's so cool. Yeah, I would love to try palmetto here. I have my seedlings. They're obviously very slow growing, or at least the seedlings are. They slow grow. They took like 6 months to germinate. But they're growing. They made it through the winter, it seems. I've seen 15-foot tall saguaro here. That is crazy. -5, yeah, so they are hardy. In dry climate, they're crazy hardy. It's like the California fan palm. It's so much hardier in a dry climate. I would love to see a picture of that. Are you sure it was a regular saguaro? Because I know the Argentine saguaro looks very similar, but that is just crazy. 15-foot saguaro. I would love to see that. Do you have a YouTube channel? Icy Medate? I don't know how you say that, but do you have a YouTube channel? Because you should totally post some videos of palms around Albuquerque. There's like 3 other people that I know of that have channels about Albuquerque palms now. Some great palm trees around that area. Just fascinates me. Same zone as DC, and you can grow so much more. It's crazy. For some reason, mine barely shriveled up at all. It's just slightly wrinkly. Huh. Yeah, it depends on your location, depends on the species. Some of them barely shrivel up, some of them don't shrivel up at all. My Puncha Elysiana, which has these giant pads, didn't shrivel at all, but some of them completely shrivel up. It just depends on the species, depends on where they're from, and depends on where you are, obviously. You know, a species that'll shrivel up north may grow fine throughout the year in Florida. It just depends on the location. I need to head out, but thank you for the live stream. Hey, thank you so much, Gemstay Tropics. Hope everything's going well, and sounds like you guys are unfortunately having a little bit of cold weather, but hopefully it warms up for you guys. Really appreciate you joining in, and appreciate you guys as always. Really great to have you in here. Look at these beautiful beech trees here. But yeah, I really appreciate that, and wishing you the best. Look forward to hearing about your palms and seeing those coconut pictures. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, best of luck to you. Boise's a really beautiful place, and I'd love to check it out sometime if I ever head out there. Looks like a beautiful place. Some nice palms out there. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you so much. Saw a prickly pear in the countryside a few weeks ago. 53 degrees north, looking like that. Whilst here, mine are all like they were. Yeah, I think it depends on the species and depends on the location. Mine are all looking like, yeah, but I have a few that change color. Yes. Some of them, even in their native habitat, turn purple. It's not necessarily that they're gonna like die or anything. It's not cold damage. It's more just like what happens in the cold. But like I know the Santa Rita prickly pear, I think, turns completely purple in winter. Like deep purple, but that's just natural. Have you ever planted sedums? No, I never have, but they're beautiful. I planted small and it wasn't affected by freeze. Yes, they're hardy. That's crazy. Yeah, they are very hardy. I've never though. Bunch of purpley pink. Yes, exactly. Cal, I saw lots of those out in New Mexico. They're native out there. And cacti everywhere there, by the way. And yeah, beautiful species. And they were like, even in the middle of summer, they were that crazy like purplish pink color. I've never seen a cactus like that. It was crazy. Strange that Los Angeles and San Francisco had so much snow. Yes. So San Francisco, did it actually snow in San Francisco? Because I know, so Los Angeles, like at the low elevations, what people don't realize about Los Angeles, for those that aren't from there and don't know much about it, you know, it's not like saying it snowed in Miami. Like when you say they got a blizzard warning in Los Angeles County, Los Angeles County goes up to 10,000 feet. They get snow there every single winter. So that's not unusual. But what is unusual is how low down the snow went. It did not snow in the city proper of Los Angeles. I don't think. It did not snow in like downtown or any of the areas by the water. But apparently it did snow on the Hollywood sign, which is at 1,600 feet elevation. So it snowed just about down to there. So that is very unusual, but it didn't actually snow at like the low elevation areas. So to say it's like saying it snowed in Hawaii. People think, oh my God, it's crazy, but it happens every single year. But this year, again, it is unusual, absolutely, that it snowed so far down and it did get cold. It had several days of like, you know, upper 40s and 50s and rainy. That is not pleasant for California. So, but yeah, did it actually snow in San Francisco? Because that maybe it did. I do not know. San Francisco obviously is pretty small itself, but the Bay Area gets snow in the mountains because California is very mountainous. But that's really interesting. It's crazy. Yeah, Gemstay Tropics was saying the coconut got a bit of damage from the cold there, but there is a coconut down in Del Mar, California that it's about 20 feet tall. I have a video of it. And yeah, it makes it through that cold somehow. It's a tough coconut. Even Brookings has snow. That's crazy. Yeah, so I know, again, Brookings has the mountains right by the ocean. This is the thing, is the whole West Coast is what's called the Coast Ranges. So you can be on the water and see snow, you know, in every single winter, basically, because there's snow up in the mountains, because the mountains go right to the ocean. But I don't know, did Brookings get snow, like, right by the water, or did it get up in the mountains? But that's definitely unusual. And I know Southwest Hardy Palms got a video of some snow in Tucson, Arizona, which they have queen palms there. It is mild there. Apparently there's Bismarck palms in Tucson, Arizona. It's south of Phoenix, but it's at like 2,500 foot elevation, so it's high up in the mountains, you know, decently high up. But snow in Phoenix proper is unusual. Snow in the mountains, not so much. That's interesting, though. Speaking of prickly pear, I want to share this with you guys. Here's some beautiful prickly pear. Beautiful, beautiful. Really, really nice prickly pear. So I ended off just up here. Look at this thing. So this is actually truly almost spineless. Yeah, I can't even see a single spine on here. Beautiful, beautiful species. Yes, you can see just how big these are. These are beautiful. I'd love to take a pad of this. These things are out here year round, no problem. And if you want an idea of how mild it's been here, the koi have been in the pond the whole winter. It's not frozen over at all, and they keep this thing running year round. So again, you guys can grow so much more than us in the UK, but on average, our days here in winter aren't bad. We get those bad freezes that you guys don't get. So I am jealous of you guys, to say the least. But we still got some nice palms out here, which is cool. This is the visitor center. So I'm gonna head around and show you guys some palms, and then we're gonna head out. Low elevation parts of San Francisco, Brookings was covered. That is crazy. That is really crazy. I would love to see a picture of the Canary Island Day palms in Brookings with snow, because there's like 15-foot king palms there, 15-foot queen palms there. This big, it's sort of, again, they like sort of the Cornwall, Scilly Isles type climate. So that is surprising. Has it ever snowed in the Scilly Isles, Cal? That I would be surprised of, but maybe. That's interesting though. That is crazy. Yeah, snow in Brookings is rare. Went to 30 Fahrenheit right next to the sea. That is cold for Brookings, yeah. Yeah, it's cold. Covered in snow. I think my Spanish moss should be fine. I planted 2 days ago. So yeah, so hopefully you draped it across some trees, because that's what they do best. Put it across the branches and stuff and they'll do great. Don't touch them to any soil or anything, and sort of spread them apart a little bit, give them some air, but also make sure they get enough water. I'd probably mist them, maybe if you plant them now. Shocked for shipping. Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, Caleb Lewis, how are you doing? Great to see you on here, by the way. Your tricarpus seedlings that you sent me are doing awesome, by the way. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you on here. So good to see you. How's everything going in the high desert of Oregon? How are the sable minor seedlings doing, by the way? How's your winter been? Because it's been a crazy winter here, to say the least. Only snowed once in the Scilly Isles in the 80s. Oh, I heard about that. Was it like the 87 freeze or something like that? I know they got a bad freeze back then. It's killed some of the king palms out there, but it's been mild since then, obviously. And, it's pretty unusual to get a freeze like that. That's crazy. It snowed in Miami in 1977, which is crazy. Wissabashi survived 4 degrees last night. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. It's been harsh with 60 degrees yesterday, and now that's crazy. Yeah, we got snow yesterday, and now it's 60 degrees today, so we have the opposite of that. 4 degrees low last night. Oh my gosh. Caleb, you have a crazy swing climate, but the fact that sable minor can survive that is crazy. Yes, 1987, is that right? Okay, got it. That's yeah. I thought I remembered hearing about that. I know some of the king palms were taken out then, but again, there's big king palms that have been there since then, so that is really cool. You can see the flowers look like daffodils flowering now. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you want an idea of how mild it's been. Here's some sable minor, by the way. For those, just want to share that with you guys. Beautiful sable minor in here. They got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got 7 sable minor in here. So interesting. It's a pretty small sable minor. I'm not used to them planting them this small, but yeah, this one's a little beat up, but overall looking good. Maybe they need some fertilizer. The leaves are looking a bit discolored, but these almost look like sable Louisiana or something. Look at the size of this. It just says sable minor on the tag. Oh, it says Louisiana. So these are sable Louisiana. Huh. That's really cool. So sable minor Louisiana. So these are sable Louisiana. I was going to say these are big fronds and they're a bit costa palmate. So that's really cool. So with age, these things will get some nice trunk on them. They're just beautiful. Let's check these out. Probably not supposed to walk through here, but is there a tag on this? No tag there that I see. Really nice though. I just want to share that with you folks. So I'm gonna end the live stream here, but I really appreciate it. Just gonna go around here. Yes, I dug a hole the other day, 5 inches down. That is crazy. Wow. I'm so interested to see if they will poke through at the ground at that depth. Yeah, Caleb, keep us posted on that, because the fact that sable minor can survive in your climate is pretty amazing. It's a testament to their hardiness. So you can see these are labeled sable minor, but these are sable Louisiana here. Just beautiful palms. Really, really nice. Big palms. Yes. Hey, Joe, thank you so much for joining on. Sorry I missed your live stream. Yeah, sorry. I was just going around doing a quick stream here at the Arboretum. Just wanted to do a quick one because, it's been nice out. It's a high of around a little below 60 today. Really nice out. Glad I can make it here. Thank you. Yeah, there's some nice palms here, Joe. So the 12-foot needle palm. If you go back in the live stream, you can probably see that. That's a really cool palm. Obviously, one of the most famous palms in DC. And we're just here checking out some sable minor right now. These are sable Louisiana. And there's 7 of them planted here and more planted along here. So let's go check this out. And cacti, tons of cacti down there. Really, really cool. Hey, yes, my Spanish moss did. Got it. Yeah, that's what happens to mine. My Spanish moss, the birds take it and it falls off the trees. So, again, it's kind of hard to grow them when they're not already established. But if you can get them established, they'll do great here. There's some nice Spanish moss colonies growing at the Smithsonian African American Museum. They've got some planted on some live oaks there. They look great. Spanish moss is awesome. Those are just nice sables. Yeah, beautiful sables. Look at this needle palm, Joe. So this is probably about like a fifth of the size of the big one, but it's still a really nice one. And growing here, this is like the visitor center here. They've got some cool stuff here. And look at just how flawless this frond is. Beautiful. Look at the size of these fronds. Really, really nice. And tons of trunks in it. Look at the seed on it. Look at that. Check that out. Needle palms with seed on it. That's really cool. So the beautiful Rhapidophyllum hystrix here. And check these sable minor out here. So beautiful. They have some nice seed on them. The seeds looks like it's fallen off by now, but yeah, these will probably be they'll have seed on them next year. So I'm gonna check those. I always come here to try to collect seed. Obviously, my whole backpack, by the way, is filled with seed. I've been spraying some trachy seed in the woods throughout the live stream and some sable minor. But you can see these are here. Sable, so this says represented by sable minor. So what they do is they have the state trees of every state planted here. And if the state trees are not hardy here, what they'll do is they'll have a replacement. So sable palmetto is the state tree of Florida and South Carolina, but obviously, you know, it's a marginal palm here, so they replaced it with sable minor, which is cool. And these again look like a lot like sable Louisiana. I'm pretty sure they are. You can see the fronds got some costa palmate look to it. It's just big, huge fronds, and for the size at least, and a really nice palm. Look at the size of this spear here. Look at the size of this huge, really beautiful palms. So thanks for joining in, Joe. Really appreciate that. Hi, Caleb. Those are my sables. That one is pretty much the largest size you can buy a sable minor in the UK. Oh, wow. Yeah, sable minor, I never ever see them for sale here, but if you go down to Pungo Palms, if you go down to the southeast, you can find huge ones. And honestly, I mean, they're everywhere. You can just dig them out. I'm actually going to go down this spring and try to dig out some sable minor. There's an abandoned lot in Virginia Beach that is filled with sable minor, so I'm going to try to dig some out. I know they're hard to transplant, but I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to go to Salem and buy another huge sable. That's awesome. Yes, do that, Caleb. That's awesome. Maybe I'll get another 20 gallon. That is crazy. Yes. Sable minor just seems to do well where you are. They're tough palms. We had a little snow last night. Yeah, it snowed yesterday, but none of it stuck because it was above freezing. 47 right now. That's nice. These are great palms in DC. Yeah, Joe, there's some beautiful palms here. They have 4 needle palms planted here and then tons of sable minor, but no trackies yet. I'm going to try to get them to plant one. Imagine if they planted a trachea here with all this protection from the buildings. It's a good place to plant one. But and this is a land of microclimates here. The Arboretum itself ranges from about sea level at the Anacostia River up to about 300 feet at the peak of Mount Hamilton, which is just a hill over there. So it's got some good microclimates here. So I honestly wish they'd try trachea here. I'm going to try to get in contact with them. And as you may know, I bought some palms this spring for planting. But yeah, they have good taste there. Really good taste, yes. And they've got some great cacti and succulents over there. So I'm going to go check those out for a second. Little snow overnight. I'll make a video on my sable minor. I moved it to the other. That's awesome, Caleb. I look forward to seeing that. Oh yeah, my needle palm is doing great too. The main trunk doesn't grow anymore, but the suckers are doing great. That's awesome. Surprising there are a few trachees out front. That is insane. -3 degrees. Yeah, trachees, even though they're from a wet climate, they can actually survive some crazy cold and dry climates. Look at this. Look at this. I'm just walking here through the Arboretum. Look at this needle palm or sable minor seedling, not needle palm, just growing here in the middle of the mulch here. Look at that. This is how prolific they seed. The seeds sort of get spread around. I mean, obviously they're pretty far from the plants, so the birds take them, the squirrels take them, and spread the seeds around. But yeah, really nice here. You can see that. This is Mount Hamilton here, so it doesn't look very big, but there's a sort of drive that goes to the summit there, and there's an eagle's nest up there, and some really beautiful stuff. Huge John redwood there. Nice pond here. Beautiful. Yeah, Joe, if you ever come to DC, you got to check out the Arboretum. It's sort of one of the hidden gems of DC. You don't really see them around much, but there's lots of cool spots here. All right, guys, I got to head out, unfortunately, but I'll make a video on sable minor. Needle palm. That's awesome. Surprisingly, there are a few trachees in front, dude. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm going to try to dig them out with care, to Montana next year. Are you really? Oh my gosh, that's cool. Because I know there's some actually zone 6 areas in Montana, so that's not going to be fun. Well, you know what? Try some palms out there. You never know. Maybe I'll split ways with my parents when I'm 18. Yes, absolutely. I turn 18 next year, so yeah, absolutely. In a good way. See, I'm going to make some new channel. Okay, awesome, awesome, Caleb. I look forward to that. Have a good day, all you guys. Unfortunately, I got to head out now. Got to head home, but yeah, take care, and yeah, wish you guys the best. All right, stay tuned for more videos. Like and subscribe. Have a good one, folks. Thanks for joining.